Who are the most powerful Asgardians to ever live? That is the topic of today's video. Like, share and subscribe, as well as comment down below on any thoughts you have about this video. Now, before we get right into it, let me just state I shall be using each of the characters on this list as their peaks, as their most powerful. Now let's begin with number 10, that being Lady Sif herself. So Lady Sif is here because she's one of the greatest warriors to ever exist on Asgard. She has fought alongside Thor and the Warriors 3 for many years in many battles, and she has earned the respect of the Warriors 3, of Thor, the God of Thunder, of Odin, the All-Father, and the entirety of Asgard. Her levels of combat are incredible, and she has actually saved Thor from death many times. And the simple fact that she actually survived a battle against Thor should truly prove to y'all how skilled and how powerful this character is. So yes, Lady Sif is incredibly powerful. Now, moving on to number 9, I've put Volstar. Now, the reason I've put this guy at number 9 is because he's one of the strongest Asgardians to ever live. I mean, he has defeated many frost giants, dark elves, Asgardians themselves, and so many other alien races. He has proven his level of power to be incredible. He's definitely and easily one of the strongest Asgardians to ever live. Next up, we got number 8, and that is Hogun. Now, I've put Hogun at number 8 for the simple fact that both him and Volstar were prepared for Hela's attack, and both of them did not actually know of Hela's abilities. Yet Volstar was easily taken out by Hela, whilst Hogun is actually able to block and actually strike Hela, being actually the first person to land a blow on Hela, actually a couple of blows on Hela, as well as take a couple of blows from Hela, the goddess of death. Now, that simple fact, in my opinion, should most likely be scaling him above Volstar. A battle between the two of them could actually be incredibly close and would possibly end up with Volstar being the victor, but for this simple fact, I've put him above Volstar. He's incredibly strong, he's incredibly fast, he's a great martial artist, and he has been fighting for many years and has definitely proven his levels of power. Next up, we got number 7, and I've put Heimdall at number 7. The reason I put Heimdall as number 7 is because he is a highly skilled fighter who has protected Asgard for many years. He's respected and loved by the royal family, by Odin the All-Father and Thor the God of Thunder. He has defeated frost giants, dark elves, Hela's undead monsters, protected Asgard's people when Hela was destroying all of Asgard, and he was brave enough to even stand against Fenris. His ability to see all obviously grants him another kind of advantage, but I mean, it wasn't exactly useful when Dark Elves attacked, or when Thanos attacked actually, but nonetheless, he is still an incredibly powerful character. Next up, number 6, Valkyrie. So she actually survived 2 battles against Hela, which is actually something not many people could actually state. She is strong enough to wound Hela, fast enough to react, keep up, and dodge many of Hela's attacks, and she is obviously a great martial artist, perhaps even greater than Thor, the God of Thunder himself, as she had been fighting for many years. And when she gets Thunderbolt, Zeus's weapon, she is at a completely different level of power. Yeah, she's actually capable of keeping up with the power, with the strength, the speed of Thor, the God Butcher himself. Now, that obviously is an incredible feat for Valkyrie. Next up, I've put Thor. It's a possibility that he could most likely be higher than this, but we don't actually have enough for him for me to easily just scale him above this actual tier. So for now, I'll just keep him here where he is. And the reason why he's even here is because he's obviously an incredibly powerful character. He was a member of the royal family. He was the king of Asgard for many years. He defeated the Dark Elves. He had a variation of the Odin Force. He is definitely incredibly powerful, most likely higher than where I've put him, but based on the feat we've had, I believe this is a good enough place to put him. Next up, we got number 4, and that is Hela, the goddess of death. Do I really have to say much when it comes to this battle? She defeated all of the Valkyrie. She defeated all of Asgard's army. She defeated Thor before and after he is awakened. And by defeated, I mean she absolutely annihilated him, especially for the fact that he wasn't even fighting alone when he battled her. That again should prove her power level. She could dodge and react to Thor's volatile lightning from close proximity, easily capable of hurting him. And with her necrosword, she could take out entire armies in mere seconds. Obviously Hela is a powerful character, and the simple fact that she wasn't even at her strongest when we actually saw her in Thor Ragnarok, given that she was still growing in power, we should further show her levels of power. Next up, we got number 3, and that is Thor, the God of Thunder himself. Well, obviously I've put Thor, the God of Thunder here. He is possibly the physically strongest Asgardian, and he's obviously a highly skilled martial artist. He has fought in many battles, has defeated many characters. I mean, he smiled off a direct punch from Hulk, who one-punched the Leviathan, which is an incredible feat of durability for Thor. He can take on the full force of a star, take the Power Stone to the skull, and can take on the direct strike from the Necrosword, and so many different abilities. Obviously I know that Hela did actually beat Thor, but I did previously make a video on if current Thor would actually be able to best Hela, and in that video I explained that yes, I believe he should actually be able to best Hela, for his levels of physical strength are now incredible, so are his levels of speed and durability, as well as outright power, especially for the fact that he now wields 2 of some of the greatest weapons to ever exist. Now let's move on to number 2, and that will be Odin the All-Father. Yes, I put Odin the All-Father at number 2. Some of you must be wondering who in the world could be number 1, whilst others should actually already know who's number 1. But anyway, Odin the All-Father, he ruled Asgard for many years. He conquered majority of the 9 realms. He was able to actually defeat Surtur, the same person who absolutely destroyed Asgard and destroyed Hela, the goddess of death herself. His levels of power are incredible, especially with the Odin Force, which allows him more or less reality warping abilities, and in the comics he could even somehow be comparable to the levels of the Celestials, which is obviously a phenomenal feat of power for Odin, the All-Father. And in his basic Asgardian abilities, as in his strength, speed and durability, are all quite incredible, perhaps even greater than that of Thor, the God of Thunder himself. Now let's move on to number 1, and that will be Loki, the God of Mischief, or actually the God of Time. Now see, Loki is now possibly the most powerful character throughout the entirety of the MCU. I previously made a video on Loki's powers. I believe you should actually just watch that video to further understand why I've put Loki at this level of power. To just break it down simply, before gaining this temporal power that he now has, he had a lot of different magical abilities. He had telekinesis, shadow manipulation, shape-shifting, teleportation, and so on. And with his temporal powers, he could time slip and time freeze, allowing a lot of different advantages, obviously. And now he literally controls which timeline lives or dies. So I mean, I don't think there should be much argument on Loki actually being where he is on this list. He's easily the most powerful Asgardian to ever live. Now I'm sure a couple of people have a couple comments and thoughts about this. If y'all do, you can leave them down below. I'd love to see them. But before I end off this video, let me just state I did not put Captain Thor and Jane Foster Thor on this video because I don't technically classify them as Asgardians. Now anyway, that's all I got for y'all for today. This is MC Info, and I'm out.